Good evening. This is where you really shine.
I try to, Bruce, and I have a Boston bun every night just before I begin. It brings me luck somehow.
If I could ask you, you're putting shine and Boston bun in the same breath. What is it doing for you?
I think it's a coffee shop. I don't know. It just seems the energy gives me a lift somehow.
Oh, I see.
And I think I'm more humorous, perhaps more entertaining.
Could be the odd current.
More informative, perhaps.
You
it's
think?
working for me, Bruce.
Do you think so?
Yes. What do you think about Robert Doyle standing for Lord Mayor again?
I think it's a good thing. I think he's been proven. I think he's...
Yes.
Is it a bit of a show-off to say, I'd like to do more? Is that a bit presumptuous?
No, I think that's showing that he cares about Melbourne and loves it.
Well, I think most Lord Mayors would.
Hasn't done much for Docklands.
I mean, at the end of the day, they'd all stick their finger up and say, I'd like another 4 years. That's a good gig.
Yes, so, this will be 12 years in a row.
Let me go through from... And not from 1902, of Lord Mayors that have graced our City Hall.
All right.
But some that you'd remember. Sir Frank Bow Repair, I suppose, would be the most famous of them all, with the Bow Repair tyre, involvement.
Yeah, I know. When was he Lord Mayor? What years?
1940.
Yes, I know his daughter, Dame Beryl Bow Repair.
Oh, good on you. Well, I'm not doing this to drop names and tyres.
She's a friend of mine.
Sir Thomas Nettlefold.
I know the name,
him?
yes.
Oliver J. Nilsson.
Oh, yes.
The greater 3UZ.
Was that back in the 20s, perhaps?
No, in the 50s.
Oh, yes.
Francis Selleck.
Frank Selleck, yes.
Frank Selleck.
Yes.
He was very... Bernard Evans, you'd remember him.
Of course.
Arnold Nathan, Morris Nathan.
Morris Nathan, yeah, Courage Brewers.
Edward Curtis, Ian Bow Repair, and so it goes on.
Yeah, all right.
Kevin Chamberlain.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Huggard, Richard Wynne,
yes,
Richard Meldrum.
Some of them leave me cold.
Yeah, me too. Well, most of them do. Des Clark, Ivan Devison. He was all right.
A great man, yes.
He went over to the Royal Children's Hospital, didn't he? And didn't start the appeal, but he was involved in the appeal.
Also owned the hotel complex in Exhibition Street.
No, Ivan Devison didn't.
Oh, didn't he?
No.
I think his son did.
No, he didn't.
Well, you know the hotel I'm talking about, near the Comedy Theatre.
Irvin Rockman.
That's right.
Nothing to do with Devison.
No, well, he was a Lord Mayor too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but what are you talking about?
You haven't got to him yet.
No, I have.
All right.
Peter Costigan.
Yes, he was formerly a writer with the Herald.
Yeah, John Sow.
Very popular.
And Robert Doyle.
Yeah, and you haven't mentioned Ron Walker.
Yes, I do.
No.
Ron Walker, Frank Bow Repair, Irvin Rockman, and Nathan.
Yes, Ron Walker was popular.
Oh, yes. And of course there was the female, wasn't there? The lady.
Yes, what was her name again? How quickly we forget. Folks, if here's a poser for you. Think about this and ring in if you'd like to. If Robert Doyle wasn't successful in being re-elected Lord Mayor, who would you like to see as the next Lord Mayor of Melbourne? Would you like to see someone like Eddie Maguire?
Here we are. Winsome McCackey.
That was a lady.
Right?
Yeah. Or was she the governor?
No, Winsome McCackey was the Lord Mayor.
Okay, because we also had a McCackey who was governor, didn't we?
Also had McCackey mansions too.
So let me go on. I've got a list of three. Who would you like to see as Lord Mayor if it wasn't Robert Doyle? Would it be Ted Bailey, Sam Newman, Eddie Maguire? Who would be your choice? Or a lady, perhaps? Give us a call. 96900 693.
But even more pressing and more topical, Phil, not wanting to surpass what you've said.
Yeah.
Would you support or oppose replacing the British monarch with an Australian citizen? And if so, who?
That's a very good question. You know my feelings about that. I would veto that. It wouldn't appeal to me.
Well, I think you have a very strong opinion, and I tend to agree with it.
Yes.
Most republics in the world have had wars and problems.
I'm sorry, Bruce, without exception, everyone has had a civil war. Oh, yes. Trust me, I've done my research. No, I'm rather in favour of the Queen and, hopefully perhaps Prince William might succeed her.
Well, I can only say this.
I find Prince Charles a bit wet.
Oh, me too, I think. But I can only say this. The amount of good that they do, a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of brightness, a little bit of niceness, a little bit of palaver, a bit of royalty, a little bit of an escape.
Wouldn't Americans kill for that pomp and circumstance?
Well, I hate using that word. I just hope it never ever it comes to that.
Okay, buddy.
All right?
You know where my heart is.
Well, I tend to agree with you.
Yes.
All right, listen, let's get down to business, Phil. What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at Pat of Frankston. Bruce, hello, Pat.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, first call of the night, because we don't start till 10.
Oh, my God, my clock says 10:13.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, well, yes, okay. No, I just rang to say I love you.
Oh, you're a darling,
Gee,
aren't you?
That's one of the nicest calls we've ever
it's the
had.
nicest beginning to any program I've had in all my years on radio.
Because, you know, Pat, Bruce has never said that to me
No.
in 25 years.
I wouldn't get that from my wife. Oh, Just a cough in the ear off.
No, gosh, I miss you coming on earlier.
Yeah.
But you're still here.
Yes.
And we'll show all those young buggers we're going to be around forever.
Yeah, a bit later, really.
Well,
10 o'clock, darling, and the Commonwealth Bank is open for business.
Pat, Bruce doesn't know this, but on Tuesday I signed a 25-year contract.
Yeah, it won't be on the air for 25 years. Don't be so
Oh, my
stupid.
God.
Yes. So you're stuck with me for a while, Pat.
God, that'd be...
Oh, thank you. I hope I'm around to see it all.
And so do I.
I'll be 70 next year, and I've listened to you guys probably 10, 15 years. But give me radio any day.
Yes.
All right, you take care,
Okay.
guys.
I think we might get you off to the pancake parlour.
Oh, my God. That would be wonderful.
Well, listen, the pancake parlour is open 24 hours at... Where are you? You're in Frankston.
Oh, in Frankston.
Well, you'll find someone going your way. High Point, Doncaster, Malvern East.
Albany sounds good. I'll get my son to take me there.
Take a couple of girlfriends and have a big... what do they have? Pancakes?
Oh, yes, probably pikelets and scones.
Well, a pancake parlour would have pancakes, wouldn't they?
Yeah, maybe a pie or a hot dog.
Oh, you
you know.
wouldn't want a pie there. Have some marshmallow wobblers.
Enjoy it,
Sounds
Pat.
wonderful.
Now, Pat, don't hang up.
Oh, no, I'm not going anywhere.
We'll get back to you and send it out.
And Pat, we love you too.
Yes, you're gorgeous.
Yes,
14 pounds. Straight after having a rub down with Malgic Adrenaline Cream
Yes.
and a quick buff with Irish moss. What was the...
Bonington's Irish moss.
Bonington's Irish moss of pectoral axamel of Carrigain.
Yes, found only on the north coast
Found
of
on
Ireland.
the east coast of
Of
Ireland.
Ireland, yes.
Pectoral oxamel of Carrigain.
Carrigain. Isn't that a wonderful...
Made up. That's not a
Probably,
what.
probably was. Actually, it probably was
Yeah,
when you
right.
think about it, because in those days, people could say anything and it didn't matter.
No.
Nothing to lose but your smoker's cough.
Exactly.
And it was a cigarette.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we used to have little bags of menthol.
Yeah,
If-
yeah,
what
yes.
was that?
That was like Vicks Vapor Up.
Yeah.
That's right.
Naphthalene bags, were they perhaps?
naphthalene.
Were they
yes.
like mothballs hanging from your chest? Were they, Bruce?
Which are quite handy and somewhat becoming, I like to think.
Oh, yes.
As are your braces. Here is
Oh,
Booze Mansfield
speak
in braces, and
Would
I
you
love
please
them.
be quiet.
Oh, no.
You were the one who instigated it.
I did. No, I...
Came in 2 weeks ago
Yes.
with these wonderful braces.
Yes.
And I don't know what attracted me to them, but it was on a white shirt and it looked so smart.
It's sort of businesslike and comfortable.
Yes.
And I was delighted to find that there is a bit of a move towards braces again, rather than belts to make your pants just sit perfectly.
Well, after looking at your pants 2 weeks ago, I went out like bruised lightning the next day to an upmarket menswear store.
Yes.
And I said, is this an old man's thing? Thinking, he said, no, a lot of young people are doing this. That is the best way for the strides to sit.
Yes.
For the pleats, everything
just
about
beautiful, and it shows them off beautifully. The only thing that did worry me a little was I got the box because the dear ladies from styling at Channel 9 have bought me 3 pairs of these things, and Tony Jones started me on it, so it's a bit of a chain reaction here. And they come in a box and it says braces, and underneath it in large writing it says suspenders. Suspenders.
Oh, no.
Aren't they something that keeps stockings afloat? But apparently no, these days they're suspenders, and the kids are quite happy to call them that.
Pete, let me tell you this, they're quite good with the stockings. There's nights when I go out with a lace on and just a little buckle, and they're fine.
They're just dandy.
Oh, that's so
You
funny.
two are funny.
By the way, talking about different products which made all sorts of outrageous claims, here's one that had to change their name.
Yes.
It was a cough drop called cure 'em quick.
That's right. I remember Cure 'em Quick.
They said, no, you can't prove you're doing that. You'll have to change the name, and they did.
What did they call it?
I don't know what they.
Yes, I do.
Maybe Cure 'em Quick.
No, I'll tell you if you just
What did
listen.
they change to?
I used to go around. They were very compact. When I was first in radio, they were just in a tiny little
reddish
cylinder.
Yes, that's right.
With a nurse holding her.
Oh, she
throat.
was too. Yes. Well, she had to.
And it was called Cure 'em Quick. And of course, it was decided that they couldn't put that to air. They couldn't be selling Cure 'em Quick because they're not curing.
That's right.
So Check 'em Quick became the name of the little aniseed black.
Isn't that terrific? Check 'em
squares.
quick. Check 'em quick.
And also there was a children's product, a lolly, which were called fags, and they looked like real cigarettes. But of course they were something to chew, and they were for children. But they had to change that name too, and I don't know what they changed it to.
I think they called them cigs.
I think they may have, or fads.
Fads, yes.
Oh,
they had
fads,
to change
that's
to
right.
Fads.
Yes,
You're right.
that's true. By the way, if you are looking for something that's quite good for throat problems, and I've had this discussion with our Dennis Walter too on occasions, Fisherman's Friend is very good.
Oh, I love them.
They're very good because they seem to loosen up the throat a bit. And if you're about to give a speech at a wedding or something and you're not sure, this is for people at home who, you may be just a bit nervous, they reckon sip ice cold Coca-Cola, just sip a little bit of it,
Yes.
and that helps your throat, or pineapple juice.
Yes, very good.
Because those things are quite handy, and of course if you're on air every day, you really don't want to have something that stops you from speaking.
Well, over in that corner, I have a bag full of Fisherman's Friends.
All right.
And I'll get to you soon.
Aye, thank you, me hearty.
All right, just stay on the top deck. I'll be there.
They've been bobbing around the Atlantic Ocean for months.
I had Fisherman's Friend in the glove box of my car until my Jack Russell, the tiny,
Dear little thing.
tiny dog,
Cheeky.
jumped through the window and sat at the steering wheel, licked my Fisherman's Friend, and couldn't stop coughing all afternoon
Poor little
as he
thing.
sat
Oh,
behind the wheel.
Poor little thing. Isn't that funny?
Shouldn't laugh at dogs.
Oh, no, you shouldn't. But he came through it quite
Oh,
happily.
yes, he was fine. He was fine.
Yeah.
Cure 'em Quicks were like little aniseed bullets, weren't they? They were so small.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm just going back to them again.
Yes.
I don't know why, because we had exhausted fishermen.
We have a fascination with them,
yeah.
as we have with your Boston buns. And haven't they made a difference?
Up to his performance.
Yes,
Thank
as you said.
Even you thought I was up tonight
I
when I
thought so.
started. on a high.
I was listening to the opening of the show and I thought, gosh, that's funny and entertaining, engaging.
It gives me energy.
It's the Boston bun that does it. Love it.
Now this is.
Oh, a caller, excuse me just one moment. A caller rang and said that Lecky Ord was also female Lord Mayor. Do
I
you
don't-
remember Lecky Ord?
I do. Yes.
do. Yes.
I do. And who was the? I can't remember the other one. Was it
Yes.
McCackey. you
Winston
mentioned.
McCackey?
Winston McCackey.
That's
Yes,
right.
That's
I
right.
think I was on the Gold Coast
But
when
who
Lecky was there.
would be the most high profile? Would it have been Ron Walker?
I think Ron Walker.
Or Irvin Rockman from,
I think,
a much earlier era.
I think our man...
John Sow.
John Sow, yes.
Yeah.
Never understood.
Robert Doyle.
Oh, yes, Robert Doyle's, seems to have, although in the story tonight there were a couple of people who said, enough, but I think he's
done a great
well
job.
regarded, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
We all love John Sow. Never understood a word he said.
Well, some didn't, yes, actually, but he's attracted a cult following, didn't he?
Yes, he really did.
And by the way, for those who caught the end of the news tonight, you and Lavinia and Tony were upstaged by that seal.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Lavinia, for those who didn't see it, was at the zoo today, and Tarwin, who was a seal who was rescued really by the zoo from Tarwin in Gippsland or the Tarwin River, or I'm not sure of my Gippsland geography, but around there anyway.
Tarwin is an area.
Yes, and she's the most beautiful seal, and she's very engaging with people and very, very good with people. And on command, she'll do all sorts of things. And one of the things she will do is sort of give you a kiss on the cheek. Now, it's a little bit prickly and a little bit fishy, but who cares? She's gorgeous. And so at the end of the news, at the end of the weather, Lavinia was given a kiss by Tarwin. And, it stole the show. It was beautiful.
This is
Better
nice.
than Phil.
Well, just. I mean, look, it's line ball. It's
please.
nip and tuck, but I think Tarwin just won out.
Here's a nice look. This will be a nice take for you. So Tarwin turned out to be Lavinia's fisherman's friend.
Oh, and yeah, not bad.
Yes, it's a pity the fisherman's friend topic was 10 minutes ago.
You two are so funny. Good night. Thank you so much.
What a great pleasure to have our regular visitor from Channel 9, Peter Hitchener.
Everyone envies you. You're the only person I know who has an attic on top of their caravan. You're to be envied.
Well, I'm the only person who has a jacuzzi up on the second floor.
I know, and a cellar under the caravan. It's wonderful.
That's right, and I'm on blocks. I'm on bricks.
It's not that easy to move
Heaven
around.
help us if there's a fire and I try to get out of the caravan park. I'll drag half the kiosk with me. Nathan, good evening.
G'day, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, fine, Nathan. Welcome.
Just talking about the cars, and I know the Ford's released. Now they're going to start doing the Ford Mustang. I've heard of the.
I've heard that. Yes. Yeah. Good on you, Nathan.
Oh,
That's
you
all
didn't
right.
need to dump him. Oh, that was hard. Come on.
Anyway, she's
Bianca.
hang on. She's very sheltered.
Oh,
She's very sheltered. She's been brought up very, very well.
I can't
And
believe-
you're a man of the world. That's fine by you. You take your
Shall I repeat what he said?
What did he say?
Oh, come on. It was how?
All right, come on.
My parish priest to tell me.
Yeah,
He
I
said,
think, well, that was your parish priest.
oh, come on. I'm going to take the risk. He said there's a new Holden model out. It's the Holden Viagra. It will stand up to anything.
Oh, please.
Oh,
That's
come
most
on.
offensive.
Oh, no. Come on.
Most offensive.
This is the 21st century,
Thank
buddy.
you very much, Bianca. Very, very wise and thoughtful. In trust to our female listeners. Robin at Chadston, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Hi, Robin.
Thank you very much for taking my call. I'd just like to nominate Peter Hitchener for Lord Mayor.
What a good choice.
Oh, he'd be wonderful.
He would be. I really think so. He's got a lot of demographic of listeners.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, guys, you can support him and doing a wonderful job. I believe.
He'd be fabulous with charitable organisations and raising money and doing the comparing and getting things going. I know he'd be wonderful.
Yeah, great choice.
And he loves our country.
Oh, yes, no doubt about it. Thanks so much, Robin.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Pat at Eltham. Good day, Pat.
Oh, good day, everybody. Look, I'd like to nominate, I know she may not want to do it, but I'd like to nominate for Lord Mayor Annabelle Crabb.
And tell us why.
Because I think she's very welcoming, very charming, intelligent.
Well, tell us who she is.
Well, she has programs on the ABC. She runs Kitchen Cabinet.
Oh, yes, she's very good.
And she would be wonderful. She's so welcoming and positive.
Oh, and she's so easy to talk to.
She's positive. She's not aggressive.
No.
But she's also, I think, got a law degree, so she's very intelligent.
Oh, she's great. I love her.
Yeah, I'd love to see her do it.
Yeah, good point. Yes, all right.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. I'll just run through the ratings very, very quickly
yes,
here for
please.
you. Channel 9 News again with all the boys and girls over there in, I was going to say Bendigo Street, of course, not in Docklands. Number 1 last night in the ratings. The Block was very strong, followed by the Gruen, the last Gruen for the year.
Right.
Which went out on a very bright note. It's had a very successful year.
Yes.
7's News next, then a current affair, number 7, ABC News, Highway Patrol, Home and Away, and there she goes.
All right, what about the XPM? Did that come in the top 20?
The XPM comes in at number 16. I don't think it's been in the top 10, although I'm a great fan of Sean McAuliffe.
Yes.
A great fan. Just worry sometimes about the writing of it.
Okay. Yes,
Anyway,
given
that's
that
just
you
a
are, right.
it's just a personal
Okay.
issue there. He's so good.
Yes.
Sometimes just leave him on his own.
Yeah, let him ad lib perhaps might be the way to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, great talent.
Yeah, of course. All right, let's go to Phyllis at South Yarra. Yes, Phyllis?
Good evening to you both. It's glad to get on to us again. It's beautiful.
Okay.
The dance on Tuesday night at Brunswick Town Hall, that's a nice dance, a beautiful band. and also at Williamstown Senior Citizens Hall, on the corner of Melbourne Road and Ferguson Street. Williamstown, the music is beautiful down there, and also the dance. And also Cheerios, Carl and John from Lilydale, Charlie and Nancy from Faulkner, John from Faulkner, Pat from Lawscourt, Sue from Mill Park, Peter from Wangaratta, Pat and his wife, and also his staff from Wangaratta, and Ray at Chadstone, and Brian at Fairfield.
Okay, righto, Phyllis. Thanks. Hope it's a great night.
She's got so many friends, hasn't she?
So many. Champion footballer Adam Goodes is in Labour's sights as a potential candidate ahead of next year's federal election. A former Australian of the Year who hung up his boots in September is believed to be high on a wish list to boost the party's stocks.
All right.
So good luck with to him with the Labour Party. Which of the personalities made it in politics? Now, some of them are few and far between, but I was thinking of Peter Garrett, who was a very high-profile personality.
Very much so.
Maxine McHugh. There was also a local girl who was along the Great Ocean Road down there, and she was on afternoons here.
Oh, yes?
She had the same name as an author.
Yes, she did. And somebody will ring in and remind. A well-known children's author.
Yes, and it's the same name as that lady who was on radio. She's a lovely personality.
Yes, she was. She was on briefly, but she had a lot of impact, yes.
All right, Don at North Melbourne.
John from North
Melbourne. Sorry, John.
Yes, John.
I was concerned as to how the media and the sports minister, John Aaron, are glamorising this UFC event in Melbourne this weekend. UFC is a very violent activity, and the way they're making it seem cute is by portraying this Ronda Rousey woman as being cute. Now, it's a trick. The media and the sports minister are making UFC seem cute by constantly glamorising this Ronda Rousey woman. And I'm getting thoroughly sick of it. I am sick of the way the media and the sports minister are glamorising this extremely violent activity.
All right.
Okay, well, to each his own.
All right, John, thank you. Thank you. You're certainly entitled to that opinion, but it's the populace of Melbourne who have come out in their thousands to look at this woman and go through the through the bits and pieces she's doing in Federation Square.
I know, cage fighting, isn't it, UFC?
Yeah, I'm certainly not for it. Are you?
No, I wouldn't go over the road to see it, but I believe there's probably a place for it, and certain people.
But the argument is that if there's boxing in a ring, it's tantamount to being the same.
Absolutely. They say there's more protection in the cage for the spectators.
So let's not be too silly about it.
Yeah.
And, but I can appreciate your comments, John.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like my grandchildren to go and see it.
No, I'm sort of on your side, John, but then I think, well, to each his own. Live and let live.
Well, you're taking too Bobbage way.
Yeah, well, yes, I am.
It's an easy way out, isn't it?
No.
It's a Boston bun eater.
Sorry, I'm a commentator. I'm allowed to sit on the fence.
It's so common. Craig, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Back off the phone a bit, please.
Sorry. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you? Is that better?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's good.
Perhaps the person you were talking about just a minute ago was Eva Pinkava?
No, she did traffic on 3AW.
Oh, well, who was the person in the afternoon? There was Darren Hinch, 9 to 12. And there was the female from 12 till 3, and then it was Mark Day from.
Oh yes, I know. But
okay, yeah. So I thought it was Eva.
No, I appreciate your help, Craig. Thanks so much for calling in. Not Eva, but
that phone.
A well-known politician, also the journalist, a female writer, an author.
They were two different people, of course.
Think of her name.
It'll come to us.
And you can see her sitting up behind the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
In question time.
I know.
I saw her this afternoon.
Lois might know the answer, perhaps. Hello, Lois.
Good evening.
Hello, Bruce and Phil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I was rude to you the other night.
We don't recall that.
I thought I was. I felt terrible that night, and I felt like I was rude.
No, don't think about it. It didn't cross our mind, I promise.
You sure, Bruce?
No,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not aware of it, no.
Because I don't want to be rude to you boys, because you felt me that much.
No, you're not.
You know, I don't want to be a nuisance, because I'm going through that much. Last night I wanted to kill myself. That's how bad I was.
Oh, no, don't even contemplate that, Lois.
Yeah, I had the nurse there, and she was ringing up people and all.
No, you ring Lifeline if ever you feel desperate. Please promise me.
Yeah.
And you've got John there to support you.
Yeah, I know, but some days you can just take so much, Phil.
That's true of all of us. We all feel that way sometimes, Lois.
Yeah, I know, but when you have needles and needles and needles, and you've got to go back again, you got to go here and you got to go there, your head's spinning.
I know. Well, now...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
Try and be calm tonight and try and take your medicine, and hopefully you'll wake up to a brand new day.
We all have downs and ups, good days and bad. That's human nature, and even as small children, as I see my grandchildren going through a bit of bullying, a little bit of kids that don't want to talk to them, and they come home in tears. It's all part of what we're all going through.
Yeah. Now, part of our charter here, if anyone ever mentions the thought that they were going to do away with themselves, we have to mention the Lifeline phone number, which is 131114.
A caller rang and said that we're thinking of Sarah Henderson. Thank you so very much. There's nothing worse than this name going around your brain and you can't think of it. So Sarah Henderson did afternoons after Margaret Fletcher for some time on 3AW. She's a very appealing and lovely girl, and now a member on the coast down on
good
what's
for
down
her.
there, Sorrento.
Oh, Bass Coast, perhaps. Yeah, good for her. It's, I can't believe it's already 18 to 11, Bruce.
What's happened with life?
Wanted to take a break.
What has gone wrong with life? What is it?
Oh, no, I think time flies when you're having fun.
No, just stick to your Boston bun. 18 to 11.
No, I'm
reindeers and dopey things.
No, I'm explaining what happens if you don't use Kongs.
All right, Kongs are the product. .company, or kongcompany.com.
And I'd be very grateful if you didn't call me sports balls anymore, please. That really offends me.
I've just about had it. I can't disclose your well-known name. Yeah, the annoying travelling incidents on flight.
Yeah, we might take a few calls about that.
Oh, yeah.
And annoyances in the airport even, too.
Kicking in the back of the seat there, or adjusting the tray, or flicking the tray back when you've had a meal. And
or somebody in front of you in economy who jerks their seat back to get a bit more leg room while you're eating.
While you're eating, and you end up with a blancmange up your...
in your lap, I know. That's in the Herald Sun tomorrow.
Listen, it's 10 to 11. We'll have some calls on any topic. If would you oppose or support the British monarch with or would you like to replace the British monarch with an Australian citizen?
Yes, okay, good question. And also, as we were just told, tomorrow being Friday the 13th, are you superstitious?
What about best food at the night noodle market at Berrarung Ma, which they're opening again? And they have these noodles, which I think would be great fun to go around the different stands.
Just be a snack, wouldn't it?
Robert Doyle deserve an extension as to his tenure as Lord Mayor of Melbourne.
You might even win a prize. 96900 693.
Okay, Gordon, is it? Gordon of Pascoe?
No, it'd be Rod there, but...
Oh, yeah, Rod of Myrtle. Sorry, yeah, Rod.
Hey, g'day, Bruce and Flipper.
Yeah, we don't have much time, Rod.
Go on, Rod.
Yep, for Lord Mayor, I reckon we're going to go with, let's say, Dwayne Russell, and if it's a female, Caroline Wilson.
Oh, yeah. yes.
And why so?
I think they're both very informative people. They have a deep love for sport, which is obviously so connected with Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do wonders. Yeah, both of them. I love listening to them every night. And yeah, Lord Mayor, why not?
I think that Carolyn Wilson is one of the great untapped talent. Well, no, she's not untapped because she's known and loved and respected. But nobody knows football, even men and male commentators, as much as Carolyn Wilson. She's an absolute great talent.
She's been so successful in a man's world.
John Doreen is coming along shortly. Gordon at Pascoe Vale.
Oh, good on you, Bruce and Phil. Where are you, boys?
Yeah, we're at 3AW. Where are you? Pascoe Vale, right?
Yeah, no, I'm just out of Alice at the moment. But look, I'm going along to one of Phyllis's dances, you know.
Oh!
I'm going to the one at the Brunswick Town Hall. Yeah. Now, look, if I wear my blue suede shoes, which I haven't worn for about 30 years, do you reckon the band will play some rock and roll music?
Of course they will, of course.
Oh, that's really grouse, because I'm an old rocker from way back.
Oh,
you know?
you'll fit into that Brunswick Town Hall. Oh, strong.
I'm really looking forward to it, mate.
Oh, you'll love it.
Do I have to bring a plate?
Yeah, bring a plate and have a kiss curl hanging down your face.
I just want to say cheerio to Johnny, Billy and Mavis.
You're onto us. Good on you, Gordon.
Yeah, good fun, Gordon.
And
Thank
maybe
you.
while you're there, have a fling with Phyllis at the same time. Once around the floor. What a character, okay? And coming back after 11, who would you like to be the next Lord Mayor if it's not to be Robert Doyle? Who's been your favourite Lord Mayor through the years?
What about replacing the British monarch with an Australian citizen? Would you like that to happen? Or a republic?
Yeah. Friday the 13th. Are you superstitious? If so, what do you avoid? I think I am to one degree. If I say to you, Bruce, I've never caught a cold, I'll add touch wood. We all do that, don't we? Touch
we all
wood.
do that, yes.
That's a form of superstition, I suppose, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah.
You know, so, that's my little
Hello again.
idiosyncrasy.
This is John Doremus with the Passing Parade, the story of the greatest tycoon in the history of American finance. His name was John Pierpont Morgan. He devoted his lifetime to the amassing of money, and there were few, if any, more skilled at the art than he. I'll be back with his story after this message. The son of a millionaire Connecticut banker, Junius Morgan, John Pierpont Morgan, was born at Hartford, Connecticut on April 17, 1837. At 20, he was sent to New York as his father's representative, and he plunged enthusiastically into the intricacies of finance. A morose, reserved, friendless young man, he gladdened his father's heart with his unremitting attention to business. At 23, he fell passionately in love with a New York social beauty named Amelia Sturgis. They were married, but within a year she was dead from tuberculosis. Her death ended the only romantic and sentimental interlude in Morgan's life. And though he married again 3 years later, his one passion was making money. The American Civil War provided him with opportunities for gains such as he had never dreamed possible. In the course of it, he opened his own banking and investment firm on Wall Street. And with the profits from lucrative deals his father put in his way, he branched into vast speculations and promotions. He pioneered the promoting of gigantic companies to acquire the assets of a dozen or more smaller competing companies. The shareholders of the latter were persuaded to exchange their holdings for shares in the new company, and the public was invited to take up the rest. The greatest of these reorganizations was that which created the United States Steel Corporation, the largest company in the world. In 1901, the foremost steel manufacturer in the country was the dour, hard-headed Scot Andrew Carnegie. Hearing that he was interested in selling out and retiring, Morgan sent one of his chief executives to ask Carnegie his price. The Scot wrote in pencil on a slip of paper the figure he wanted. This was conveyed back to Morgan, who took one look at it and snapped, "Tell him it's a deal." Carnegie's price was $300 million. Considering the fact that only a few months before he had been willing to sell out for $100 million, he was well pleased. Before long, however, when he saw the huge capitalization of the new company and estimated the figure for which the wily Morgan was passing on his steel mills, he had second thoughts. With the successful conclusion of the steel merger, Morgan's position as the reigning American financial tycoon was unassailable. It remained so until his death. Nowhere was his power better demonstrated than in the financial panic of 1907, when single-handed he set about stopping the rot and stemmed the disastrous run on the banks and financial houses. Summoning every banker and financier in New York City to a meeting, he forced subscriptions out of them to the tune of $50 million. This to be advanced to the threatened banks. A nationwide collapse was thereby averted. John Pierpont Morgan died in Rome while visiting Italy on March 31st, 1913. To his heirs, he bequeathed some $80 million. Our time is up till we meet again for another chapter in the Passing Parade. This is John Doremus. As always, thank you so much, and goodbye for now.
Good night. A low of 13 degrees overnight, a high tomorrow of 19. A morning shower and sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, and 26 by Monday. All right.
Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Yes, fine. Cloudy weekend ahead.
3NE has joined us, well, not just for the last hour, but all night, and we're thrilled about that, and 2QN Deniliquin as well.
Yes, and people who've got phone apps or digital DAB+, or we're also streaming, Bruce, around the world on the internet.
Yeah, not that that matters, does it?
Not does to me.
Good. Vivian at Mentone. Good evening, Vivian.
How are you, boys? I'm Vivian from Dingy, don't you?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing in Mentone?
I moved.
Oh, have you?
I moved in January, and Simon said, keep it at Vivian from Dingy. We know you better.
Oh, yes.
Now, listen, boys. I've something to say. I've got 3 things to say, but I'll be quick. Number 1, the Republic. If you told me William was going to follow next as king, I would say fantastic.
Yeah.
The position to me deserves somebody who is a role model.
Yes.
And I'm afraid Charles doesn't qualify. That's that. Next one. Who would I like as Lord Mayor? Well, the one and only Jeff Kenneth.
Yes, yes.
I really like him. I don't think he's afraid to speak out.
No.
And so far, all he's done and everything, I really think he would be very good.
Yeah, good choice.
But that's just my opinion. Now, the next one. Am I allowed to say something about Tony Abbott and Julie Bishop?
Yeah, of course you are.
Oh, okay. I listened to Steve Price tonight with Andrew Bolt, and I was very, very disappointed to hear that Julie knew that Tony Abbott was going to be backstabbed. And after all, she was working. He was the boss. And the old saying in Ireland was, the hand that pays the piper plays the tune.
Yes, that's true.
So she should, no matter what, she should have told what she knew to Tony Abbott.
Yeah.
So I'm very disappointed in her, and I'm wiping her off the slate. Not that I'm into politics, but I had a special regard for her. I thought she was better than that. Now, that's all in the 3 things. The next one is, tomorrow I go to Rochester for the 13th birthday party. Ben is 13.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
So I hop up on the coach.
Are you going to stay overnight?
I'll just stay until Sunday, because my 18-year-old, the oldest granddaughter, is about to take off on a 3-month trip with her friend overseas.
Fabulous.
So we're having an early Christmas before she departs.
Oh, that'll be lovely.
So it'll be absolutely great. So that was all. That's all my news and all my comments.
Well, I go along with you with Jeff Kennett, I think that's, and Prince Charles and William.
Yep.
With you all the way there, Vivian.
That's good.
You speak a lot of sense, Vivian.
Yep. I always try to. Maybe I'll go for the position.
You should.
You'd be all right. It'd be marvellous.
Actually, one of you would be very good.
Oh, no, that's...
Well, maybe both of us will go as a package.
I couldn't stand it.
We'll have 2 Lord Mayors at the same time.
It'd be vile. All right,
We'll have
Vivian.
2 and I can be the aide.
Oh, we'd detonate the, what's it called?
The town hall?
No, the Docklands.
Oh, and Federation Square.
Okay, Vivian, thank you very much. I go along with Vivian. Now, Julie Bishop, I think, would have... she was speaking on behalf of the party, I think.
Yes.
Wasn't it? They'd called her to a meeting, a late-night meeting, in one of their suburban homes, this is what I could glean from it, and said, look, there's been a bit of...
a spill?
Yeah, a bit of a spill as far as the Prime Minister's concerned.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do? And she said, well, if that's as you feel, I'll go along with you.
Yeah, I think we should give her the benefit of the doubt. She was in a very awkward situation, perhaps.
Yes, and I think she went to have a meeting with him and outlined how they all felt.
Yeah. It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
That's right.
Or you're between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Full of expressions like that. But what are you meaning by that?
Well, obviously...
Hundreds of those platitudes.
Excuse me, she was compromised.
Oh, not another one.
What have you got planned for the weekend?
Oh, a bit of swimming, and I'll go snorkeling and skiing out on Wilson's Prom tomorrow.
Be safe, won't you? Don't break your legs.
Oh, I'll go on my own. I take all the risks, I think.
I don't think you should go on your own, because if you take a spill, who's going to rescue you?
Well, that's the point. I've got a mate of mine, Maury Norgarden, who looked out on the cliff for me.
I wouldn't trust Maury. I know a lot about him.
Right.
He's a swine.
I know he is, but I can trust him. He's got a big rope. In the Herald Sun today, 1 in 4 young Victorians is at risk of depression due to a low level of well-being. I hate hearing this about young people. The beginning of their lives, and all you hear about depression. The Victorian research, the Victorian health research, has found real-time relationships are fundamental to avoiding mental health issues and isolation. Over 75% of serious mental health issues start before the age of 25.
Yes.
And our relationships have a powerful protective effect on health. But the study has shown that young people are well placed to deal with stress, but loneliness and anxiety were more likely to lead to depression. I just think there's some bit of a breakdown in the family unit, don't you feel, Phil?
Yes, it leads to very low self-esteem too, sadly.
No one to talk to except through a speaker in their pocket.
That's right.
Or a screen in their hand.
Yes.
I just think that people are losing that personal human contact.
Yeah, just typing a message isn't the answer.
No, it
sadly.
really isn't. You've got to hear, you've got to listen to, and
it has to be face to face. You need a hug occasionally, you know.
I really feel that that's greatly missing today.
Yes, sadly, the personal contact.
I really feel that as a father and grandfather. I mean, I haven't been brilliant myself, but gee, you just feel for those kids.
Yeah, you think the family unit's breaking down somewhat, sadly.
Yeah. You get home, I'm not going to live in the past, but you get home around the kitchen table and what's your day like? Tell me about the highlights of your day.
That's right.
I don't know whether that happens today.
No, sadly, it doesn't. They're all glued to the TV.
And what are they watching now at 7:30? Any muck they can do.
Or the Big Bang Theory or something.
Okay, let's go to Gigi at Burwood. Hello, Gigi.
Hello, Bruce, and hello, Philip.
Thanks for waiting on.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Now, the first thing about the Lord Mayor, if Robert Dorr decides to retire, and I know she's not available, but I think Heidi Victoria would be a very good choice. Great personality.
By gosh, you're not wrong.
And she loves Melbourne and Victoria, and her surname is sort of, wonderful. It would be perfect.
You can't buy that.
No, exactly. So no, I would hope that eventually she might decide that she wants to be mayor of Melbourne.
Yes.
And Friday the 13th, I'm not frightened of Friday the 13th. I usually find it a very lucky day. But my mother hated Friday the 13th. She wouldn't leave the house on Friday the 13th unless she really had to. And the couple of times she did, she locked herself out. And sort of the one time the postman actually took a flywire screen off and managed to squeeze through a small window and unlocked the front door for her. So, no, she was not a fan of Friday the 13th. Definitely not. So,
but didn't you find, and I found it my Mother's Day, that shoes on the table, broken glass, ladders, black cats were all very, bad news.
I know. Well, I still won't put shoes on the table. I've got a special bench where I clean them, but not on the kitchen table.
Yeah, but
no way.
that age group seem to be more superstitious.
Yes. But I'm only 64 and I still believe in that.
Yeah. and they say stir with a knife and you stir up strife.
Ooh, that one I don't know.
I haven't heard that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know about sort of crossed cutlery on the table and things like that. And
Spilling salt.
oh, yes, yeah, well, that one I sort of immediately pick some up and throw it over the shoulder. But, yes, it's interesting how I think you learn some of those from your parents.
I was a bit unlucky. Last time we had Friday the 13th, Gigi, I walked under a ladder and then I tripped over a black cat. How unlucky can you be?
I know. And how's lovely Oro?
Oh, wonderful. He's 6 months old. Oh, I'll tell you something he did today. He's gone into an adult collar and an adult choker. That's how big he's grown.
Gee.
Yes.
Well, the little dog next door, Ziggy, he still loves me. Every time I go in, he dances around me and wants to be sort of stroked and things, and sort of he stands up, and when I'm sitting down, he'll stand up and put his paws over my knee.
Who's this, your neighbour?
No, the dog.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
No, the neighbour hasn't done that yet.
Oh.
But no, it's lovely. I mean, I love having... Oh, the thing is, on a Thursday night when he puts the dustbins out and the dog sometimes comes out with him, it immediately runs into my front garden and comes onto my front doorstep.
Yes.
So, I mean,
it's all care but no responsibility.
I know, and it's lovely. I mean, I think he's a beautiful dog, and for some reason he's taken to me. My cat doesn't like it because I come back and I'm smelling of Ziggy. But so far, so good. He still hasn't lost any weight, but I'm keeping him as strictly as I can to a diet.
Okay.
But,
that sounds pretty good, Gigi. You've got them all under tow and in control.
Yeah, good call. Thanks, Gigi.
Billy. Hello, Billy.
How you going, boys?
Yeah, good.
Before I get to my main point, Bruce, can you read out the Powerball numbers after a while?
Yes, I've got them here for you, Billy.
And if you listened to Luke Barnard last night.
Now, you want the Powerball, which are the winning numbers?
Yep. I can do it in about 5 minutes.
Why in 5 minutes? Don't you have a pen handy?
No, because my mum's got to get in a bit of paper in that now.
All right, we'll do it at the end of the phone call for you.
Okay, how can we help?
Any of you listened to Luke Barnard last night?
Yes. You
hear him, this lady ringing up about this old lady in her 80s about a cat.
No.
Got a tick, and she took it to the animal hospital.
Oh, yes.
You know how much it cost her?
Yeah, 8,000 or 18,000 or something. Yeah.
14 grand.
Yeah.
I reckon that poor thing was ripped off.
Oh, well, yes, and I think he's going to do something about it.
I would be, because her son's not happy about it.
No.
I highly recommend pet insurance.
I don't blame you, Billy.
I wouldn't be paying 14 grand.
No.
No way. And you hear about cooking oil?
No.
They reckon it can give you dementia and angina.
Yeah.
Well, who says?
What they tell us now, why didn't they tell us years ago?
Yeah.
Who says? Do you believe it?
People won't be using cooking oil and that.
No.
And they reckon butter's not good for you.
That's right. Eggs.
Yeah, milk's not good for you.
Yeah.
They reckon milk puts fat around your heart and all that.
Oh, so you wouldn't get out of bed.
Did you hear about Martin Bright?
Yeah, what about it?
The bloke in Tasmania?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, he's 180 kilos, I heard.
Oh, I read that.
Hey, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
They move him in with the bad boys because he's belting the nurses and doctors and the screws. And he's belting all the other prisoners, so they say, right, enough is enough.
Well, perhaps he is, that's alleged. All right, here are the numbers for you, Billy.
Hang on, mate.
Top line, Bruce. Top
All
line.
right, here they are, Bill. You got a pen?
Yeah, I've got one.
Three.
Yeah.
Nope, number 3, 15, 19, 26, 35, 1, and 18.
18 is a Powerball.
Okay. Stacey at Knoxfield.
Oh, good evening, Bruce and Phil.
G'day.
So good to hear you guys again, and Bruce, so happy to hear you really.
Thank you, Stacey.
Well,
Good on you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I'm here with my cat and the kids, and we're enjoying your show immensely, as usual.
Oh, that's lovely, Emily.
Yeah, and with the conversation about Republic and monarchy, I think we should leave Australia the way it is.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'll be looking after health and jobs and finances and
we're
schools.
We're safer. We're sort of, the way we are now, I think it's much better than, God knows how it would be if things have changed, and anyway, yeah. So
Well, what would happen if we had a president who became a despot or a dictator?
Exactly. That'd be
happens.
horrible, yeah.
It happens.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
All right,
yeah.
Stacey, do you have a dog? I know you've got a cat, but do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog.
Do you know somebody who has a dog?
I do actually. I do.
Well, this is a fabulous gift. It's the Kong Jumbler. The ball and the football version of a toy for dogs that are loose at the loose end in the garden all day long.
Oh.
It's a 2-in-1 ball toy for twice the interaction fun.
Oh, that's good.
So they're going to have so much. They're going to have so much fun with this, Phil.
Yeah, available from all pet retailers, or go to kongcompany.com. There you are. Enjoy that with the dog down the street, Stacey.
Okay.
Don't hang up, Stacey. Hold the line. 11:26, Phil. This is Nightline on 3AW.
Still half an hour to say, would you like a republic? Are you superstitious? And if Robert Doyle listened, our next Lord Mayor, who would you choose? Still some prizes to win too.
Yes, indeed. We've got, thank you, Patched. It's a terrific device for your mobile phone. Patched reduces mobile phone radiation by up to 95%, they say.
Yeah, and don't forget, for the first year ever, Bruce and Phil are back every Friday night for the 10 o'clock Nightline.
Just getting back to Patched, exclusively available throughout November at Chemist Warehouse, as well as the Hamper World Christmas Hamper.
All right, good luck.
Okay, 96900 Any of the topics, subjects that we've raised, we'd love your comments on them tonight.
Yeah, any other thoughts for you for Lord Mayor Bruce, or does a woman come to mind who you admire?
Well, I do, but I think Robert Doyle's been doing a very, very good job.
Yes.
He's alert, he's alive, he's on the ball every day, he's there for comment.
Yeah, I think he's sure to be be
Makes himself available.
Deserves to be.
Whenever needed. 28 past. Kelly at Pakenham. G'day, Kel.
Hi, how are you guys?
Yes, how are you?
Not bad, thank you. I'm a first-time caller.
Yes.
I just listening to you guys talking about the Kong for the dogs.
Yes.
I was just wondering, you said they squeak.
Some do, yes.
Yes, there's sort of, not lollies, but there's something that the dog sniffs and loves in there and starts chewing. It squeals, it makes a noise, it's chewable, and he wants to get to it all day, and that keeps him occupied.
Oh, okay. Are they pretty pricey to purchase, or...?
Oh, no, I think around about $40 or less. And you can stuff your own favourite treats in there. As Bruce said, they're trying to extract those treats all day, Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, check them out at pet shops.
Oh, cool. I might have to go down and have a walk.
Yeah, no, they're $30 or so.
Yes, you can... Well, what's the internet?
It's
yes, it's kongcompany.com.
Yes.
Easy. Thanks, Kelly. Neil at Teesdale.
G'day, Bruce and Phil.
Hi, Neil.
Great to see you back, Bruce. Sorry to hear you were crook, but you're firing on all
thanks a lot.
cylinders.
Thank you.
Yep. I tried to ring you last week, but I couldn't get on. You're that busy in there, just to say thank you to my wife, Margot, for our past 44 years of marriage, which we celebrated last week. And something I just wanted to say to Phil, if you like, I can just play you something if you can remember this, Phil. Can I play it for you?
Oh, yes, please, Neil. I'm listening, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Neil?
Yes.
I'd say that's Steve Izard Show Tonight Live, 1990.
1974, it had on the internet.
Oh.
1974.
Well, I can't believe that because Steve Izard was working in the late 80s, early 90s.
Was it? Yeah, it just flashed across the screen when I was watching it, and it was 1974, but I thought you'd like to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was almost 20 years later. Thanks for that, Neil.
What was it?
Oh, I was dressed as a hippie on the Vizard show, advertising some stereo.
Oh.
We heard a bit of it Sunday night on Remember
Annie at Brighton. Hello, Annie.
Oh, hi. I'm just trying to tell you, Friday the 13th are lucky, really lucky. I won $14,000 playing Keno.
Oh, strike me, pink.
Well, no, well, you wouldn't look very nice, pink. You're
No,
black.
I'm just saying.
Pinks are the girls.
What a bit of luck.
Well, Friday the 13th, and tomorrow I'm going up to have another go at getting some money.
Yes. Well, I wonder if anyone tonight became a $70 million winner earlier tonight.
Oh, that's no good. That's not Friday the 13th. It's only Thursday.
No, only Thursday. So, have you had luck on a Friday the 13th before?
Special. No, that was enough, wasn't it? 14,000.
Yeah.
Gee, that's good.
And did they pay you out in cash?
Yeah.
In cash?
Yeah.
Oh. Because you're lucky
Oh,
there.
no. They gave me the cheque.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm asking. Yeah.
They actually paid me.
Oh.
No. I did it.
What was it, Powerball or Tats Lotto or what was it?
No, it was a Keno.
Oh, right.
A Keno. I lived up in Queensland at the time, and they bought Kenos at the Tab.
Oh, I see, yes, yeah.
And I was a bad person. I have $1 each way on lots of races, you know. You know, I'm real better.
Well, lucky your numbers came
Well,
up.
Friday's lucky for you then.
And my first son was born on the 13th of August.
Gee, it means a lot to you.
Too right, it does.
Okay.
And watch out tomorrow. I'm going to do something big again.
All right. But do you go to the races? Do you back on the horses?
Oh, yeah. Big time better.
Right. Okay, you ring us tomorrow night if you have any luck, Annie.
$2 each way.
You have
that's
a great day tomorrow.
I'll let you know tomorrow if I win.
Please
You
do.
Okay. Have a good night, boys.
Okay, love. Thanks, Annie. Good night. Anne at Vermont. Good evening, Anne.
Hi, Bruce and Phil. This is Anne. I'm very excited to ring through. I'm the first-time caller to you, but a long-time listener. I can relate with cancer with my son James, and just I think your show is magnificent because I've gone through really tragic times with him, but he's pulled through. He's got two little babies, 3 and 11 months old.
Oh, isn't he special? And that family.
And Bruce, I feel so much with you.
No, Anne, no, don't worry about me. Tell me about your son. How old is he?
He's only 34.
Oh, dear.
And he found out he had cancer of the sinus.
Yeah.
And there was only 3 in Australia that had it. And he fought so hard. He had 9 months of chemo and 35 days straight of radiation. And he pulled through. And it's just unbelievable. And I just love that at night time because it's been quite sad. And I love Phil. And I can go to sleep, you know, when I'm had my hard times.
Tell me about the children. How many does he have?
He's got 2. Joshua, 3, and Caden is his first birthday this Sunday. And he's going to get
his wife?
Oh, unbelievable.
Wonderful.
Unbelievable.
Wonderful.
Then we sent them off to Hawaii,
Yeah,
the
Betsy.
grandparents, just the 2 of them.
Yeah,
and I had the little baby for 2 weeks, and it was just unbelievable.
Oh, that's glorious.
Yes.
And they're your life, you know, that boy and that family.
And I said to him, I've got 3 sons, and then I've got 2 grandsons. And I said to him, you are my first son for a special reason.
Yes, indeed, yes.
Yes, no, but I appreciate your show. I love it unbelievably.
Very, very special. And we thank you for ringing us and sharing your wonderful news, the best news you could give us.
Thank you.
And I'm going to give you a Hamper World Christmas hamper.
Oh, God bless you.
Valued at $100 from Hamper World. your Christmas hamper specialists.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Thank you, and Phil too.
And that's on hamperworld.com.au if you want to order one over the internet.
And yours will arrive before Christmas, Anne.
But okay, hold on, Anne. Don't hang up, for heaven's sake. We'll get your address and send it to you. And best of luck with that wonderful family. They're a real godsend for you. 22 to...
Check that out. It's only out in Rosanna.
Be warned.
We'll be neighbours, Bruce.
If you're living there, just be careful.
I could put on a floor show every afternoon.
No, you'd drive them out and they would all be thundering down to Northland.
I don't think so. Kind of bingo.
17 to 12. Let's have a look at the weather. 13 degrees is the low overnight. Morning shower, sunny breaks tomorrow. That's Friday's weather. Morning shower, sunny break. Top of 19 degrees and not a bad weekend on the way.
Okay, good one. We'll talk about our weekend Sunday night.
Ah, goody. Tony, good evening.
Yes, hello, boys. Top show again tonight.
Thank you.
Now, for Lord Mayor, I would like John Michael Housen for Lord Mayor.
Oh, he'd be good.
Yeah, he's just passionate and he's flamboyant.
Oh, yes.
And, exciting to listen to, and he knows his stuff.
Yes.
He'd be terrific. He'd be terrific for show business, wouldn't he? Any news shows in town, any Moomba parades, anything that was flamboyant.
Well, you know, the mayor of Geelong's very flamboyant. So is the mayor of London.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very true, very true. So, yeah, he'd be my choice. And this is a good cheerio to Lois, and I hope she's feeling better. And she should ask her doctor whether she can have some capsules of medication instead of injections all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
maybe they might be able to split it in half, you know, half injection.
Yeah,
half
she gets very depressed.
Well, that's up to him or her.
Yeah, well, good vibes for her anyway.
All right, Tony. Hold on, Tony. We're going to give you a patched. Have you heard about this?
Patch? No,
patched with a D. Patched is it's a device for your mobile phone. It reduces mobile phone radiation by up to 95%. You can buy it at Chemist Warehouse, but we'll give you one of these and hope you use it and get some benefit from it.
Beautiful. Thanks, boys.
All right, just hold on now. Don't hang up. Thank you, Tony. That's the patched device for your mobile phone.
Sounds very worthwhile, doesn't it?
Well, it does, doesn't it?
Don't hold the phone too close to the ear. That's the idea.
Well, yes. Keep it on your belt and scream into your pants.
So you don't get fried.
Okay, 96900 693, our telephone number on any issue. Republic, who should be the next... would you be supporting the British monarch or an Australian citizen, and if so, who?
Yeah, or something light and bright for the last 5 minutes. Are you superstitious?
Yes.
And if so, what about?
Or have you had a lucky Friday the 13th, like a caller earlier who scooped the pools?
She won 14,000 in Keno.
96900 693.
Yeah.
Okay.
And topic in tomorrow's Herald Sun, what irritating habits occur on a plane that annoys you? Things that happen when you're in flight that really give you the heebie-jeebies. Can you name 2 or 3? 96900 693. I hate sitting next to someone too loquacious who just won't shut up. I just close my eyes or start reading a book. I hate someone sitting next to me with bad breath or body odour.
I loathe somebody sitting next to me who snorts without, using a handkerchief.
Oh, yes. Or talks with their mouth full.
I cannot stand it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting.
Or uses the elbow first, gets that elbow, what do they call it?
Oh, the elbow armrest?
The armrest, and doesn't move the arm.
How selfish is that?
Yeah, but I mean, you're sharing it.
Yes, but you don't want to be touching elbows, do you? That's a bit sus.
Yeah.
You can't be touching elbows for...
And then you sort of edge him over to say, well, you use your half, which is a bit hard because there's hardly half of anything.
Now, if there's 3 seats abreast, let me ask you, do you prefer the window, the middle seat, or the aisle seat?
The window.
Oh, you do?
Now, the window, you go to say, oh, yes, but you got to clamber over everyone. You are so right. If you're going to the bathroom, there's 3 great bodies and legs at 3:30 in the morning to get over.
Yes, true.
And that can be vile.
Yes. Do you like the view? Is that why you want the window?
No, you can face the window and not look at anyone.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to talk to anyone or look at them.
Oh, you're so antisocial.
Oh, well, how are you on a plane?
Oh, I love chatting, getting to know everyone.
Tipping red hot coffee in fellas'
Hi, folks.
lap.
How are you? I'm Philip. What's your name?
Wouldn't it be vile?
No, you'd have great fun. That's sad you've never travelled with me. You don't know what you missed.
Oh, no, thanks.
No. Travel Right should send us away together.
No, thanks.
All right. Last chance to talk to us, folks. 96900
Yeah,
693.
where are the call there? Plenty there. 96900 693. Karen, good evening.
Hi, Bruce and Phil.
G'day, Karen.
Do you know what annoys me the most? Is not only on planes, but on buses and trains, is sitting next to someone who sniffs all the way. And they haven't, you feel like giving them a hanky. You know?
I just said that. I can't tolerate that, least of anything.
Yeah, well, it happened to me on the bus the other day, and I thought, oh, just so annoying. You just can't understand why they just keep sniffing all the time, you know? And you just feel like giving them a tissue.
Yeah, and as Bruce says, if they use their sleeve, it's disgusting.
Oh, please.
Sure. Thanks, Karen.
Okay.
I'm sorry, some people do. They don't know better. And you know, we talked about people who kick your seat from behind. That's just so annoying. They're mostly little children. Or what about if you sit next to a baby who cries all night, Bruce? Has that ever happened to you? I mean, you feel sorry for the little baby, might have earache or whatever, but if it's howling right through the flight, you don't get any rest, do you? All right? I always like it when I'm sitting next to a pilot who's off duty. It's very reassuring.
What, in the cockpit?
No, but if you've got a pilot in uniform next to you and they're on relief, you just feel safer somehow, I think.
Have you ever been naked in a gym? This wonderful flying high. Anyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you didn't.
Oh, yeah, but I'm laughing inwardly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really laugh. And don't forget, Bruce and Phil, if you've enjoyed tonight's show, back tomorrow night for the Friday Night
You
Line.
mentioned Sunday night, I will kill you.
Oh, yes, we'll do the weekend wrap
you-
because I've got a big weekend coming up, brother.
Well, don't wait for it.
Like to spend it with me, brother.
That's Sunday night. And then we're back Friday night for something very special.
6 nights a week we could kill each other.
No.
Except I'd go to jail. It wouldn't be worth it.
Just 5 seconds and then we're into the break.
I think Judge Brady King had to stain me and say, absolve me.
A few words around the kitchen table. There are lots of things wrong with Australia today, and I'd like to have something to say, if I may. You know that forsooth our problem is with youth, untidy, ill-mannered, untamed and uncouth, is the fact that their home life is so often unstable, and it's all for the lack of a kitchen table. Remember how once we would sit down as one and Dad would say grace when the carving was done? Our own serviettes from our own special rings, and we all knew our manners and etiquette things. Then our elders would tell us of custom and fable when we all sat around our kitchen table. Now they're building new mansions with 4-car garages, on working lives mortgaged to interest and charges. There's less time at home for the tea to be made, and it's seldom today that a table is laid. There's room after room, under gable and gable, but there's not enough room for a kitchen table. At weekends, the parents are chauffeured unpaid. No wonder they're tired and their tempers are frayed as they ferry their broods to arenas of sport where the culture of winning's intensively taught. And there's more on the telly, both free and by cable, so there's no time for talk around the kitchen table. Karl Marx called religion the drug of the people, but there's scant regard now for the church or the steeple. Just give them sport and don't let them think. Keep them away from the kitchen and the sink. We'll give them more sport and the culture of Babel and throw away culture that threw out the table. With the culture of Coke and their baseball caps, there'll soon be no fellas, no blokes and no chaps. Will they all dress the same? Then it's little surprise that the birds swear as much and as foul as the guys. So we grandparents must, just as long as we're able, keep our culture alive around the kitchen table.
Copyright restricts distribution of this piece by any means of duplication.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, takes us off for this night. But as a special treat, we're back with you tomorrow night. For 2 hours. Look forward to that. It's a special bonus.
Yes, you might be getting less of Bruce and Phil, but in another way, you're getting more.
You're getting more. All right. So I don't know what that means, but somewhere along the line, we are evening ourselves out.
Oh, we are. We're earning our keep.
What's that mean?
Well, it just means we're pulling our weight.
Oh, good. Well, the sun will come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. Leak? man, Luke Poder, will be along after midnight with Australia Overnight as you see the sun dawn over this great and glorious land of ours. Luke will be there for you. Good night, Samuel, Amelia and Carter, Emily and Charlotte, sweet Ella Grace, little William Oliver and Sophia Grace. I'm Bruce Mansfield.
And I'm the Flipper, thanking Belinda Johnson for her contribution tonight.
Thank you, Rowena Stafford, for all you've done out there and the myriad of women working for you.
Bruce, I can't wait to see you again in 22 hours.
There's a special gift we're here for you Friday night.